Here's another way to solve one of the most common mistakes that React developers make when working with server components. So over here, we have a page component, and inside of here, we have some client functionality, like this use state over here, which means that this has to be a client component, which is why we put use client here at the top. Now, the problem with this approach is because we put use client here at the top, it means that this file and everything that it imports is now forced to be on the client, including this server component over here. If I go to its definition, this is a simple component that is supposed to live on the server. It has no business being on the client, but because it's used within a file that has use client here at the top, it is now forced to be a client component, which of course is inefficient, because if you look at this component, not everything needs to be on the server. First of all, this page component here, ideally, we want to put that on the server, but then the server component here, it should also live on the server. The only thing that is client is this use state variable over here, and then the code that actually uses it. So let's fix it. We can fix this by using a cool pattern that is available with server components. So what you do is you take everything that is supposed to be on the client and you put that in a separate client component, like we have here. We have client component, we have the state variable over here, and then the code that actually uses it. And then here at the top, we put use client. And then what you do is you have this client component receive children as props, and those children, they can be server components, which means that you can compose client and server components together. And then in our page component, we remove everything that has to do with the client. The page component now lives on the server as it's supposed to be. And then we use the client component, and inside of it, as its children property, we pass the server component. Now the server component lives on the server, the page component also lives on the server, and everything that is client focused goes in here in the client component. This is a better solution.